Collins Barracks is a former military barracks in the Arbour Hill area of Dublin, Ireland. The buildings now house the National Museum of Ireland Decorative Arts and History. Previously housing both British Armed Forces and Irish Army garrisons through 3 centuries, the barracks were the oldest continuously occupied example in the world. Built in 1702, and further extended in the late 18th century and 19th century, the complex's main buildings are neoclassical in style. Originally called simply the Barracks, and later the Royal Barracks. The name was changed in 1922 by the Irish Free State to Collins Barracks in honor of Michael Collins, who had been killed earlier that year. Since 1997, the barracks have been home to collections of the National Museum of Ireland. And the original structures have seen some award-winning redevelopment and conservation work to support this new role. Save for the Royal Hospital, Kilmainham. The barracks is the earliest public building in Dublin, and was built from 1701 by the then Surveyor General under Queen Anne, Thomas de Burgh. Built on a site originally intended for a mansion of the Duke of Ormond, the complex has several large squares, each open on the south side. The largest square has arcaded colonnades on the east and west sides, and the main buildings are faced with granite. The oldest inhabited barracks in Europe. It was originally known simply as the Barracks and later the Royal Barracks. Wolfe Tone, one of the main leaders of the 1798 rebellion, was held prisoner. Court-martial led and convicted of treason at the barracks. Through the 19th century, up to 1,500 troops of various regiments of foot were stationed at the barracks. However, by the 1880s, conditions of accommodation were dangerously inadequate, and they were strongly criticized following an investigation by commissioners of the War Office as levels of disease increased. During the 1916 Easter Rising, the 10th Battalion of the Royal Dublin Fusiliers and other forces were deployed from the Royal Barracks to fight the insurgent Irish Citizen Army and Irish volunteers who occupied strongly held positions close by on Usher's Island, the Four Courts, and the GPO. Under the Anglo-Irish Treaty, which marked the end of the Irish War of Independence, the complex was handed over to troops of the Irish Free State in December 1922. It was almost immediately named Collins Barracks after Michael Collins, the first Commander-in-Chief of the Free State, who had been killed that year. The barracks housed forces of the Free State Army through the Irish Civil War, and for 70 years was home to units of the Eastern Command of the Irish Defence Forces. The 5th Infantry Battalion marched out of the barracks for the last time in 1997. As part of demilitarization, the barracks underwent considerable redevelopment, including the conversion and linking of 2 sides of Clark Square with glass-faced structures.